Now we're going to talk about the bachelor's degree in history. And joining us to talk about that is Assistant Professor of History, Mark Nevin, and one of his students who's also, it's like overachiever day here on Fairfield Today at OUL, a history major, Kathy Pate, and she's a communications and English minor. My goodness, you guys have totally impressed me. Anyway, all right, so first, Mark, tell us about the history program at OUL.
Well, we have an exciting history program here. Students who take history here are able to complete the entire degree here. We have two full-time history professors, myself and my partner, Professor Pinwan Wang, who teaches European history. I teach all of the American history classes. We also have some excellent adjuncts who teach other classes as well. And the history degree is really broad-based. You take classes in American history, European history, world history. One of the other exciting things we have in the history program here is an opportunity to do internships. We've had a number of students who did internships at Fairfield Heritage Association, and they got to do lots of very cool things, lead tours and do some archival work, as well as other things. So it's a really good degree, and it's one that you can get right here at OUL.
And as an American history buff, this is kind of a good town to do that in, right?
Yes. Of course, we have a lot of history here in Lancaster. We're home to, of course, William Tecumseh Sherman, the Civil War general, and his house is here. And so there's a lot of history in the area, and there are a lot of people who are interested in that history. And that's what draws a lot of people, I think, to the history major. Is the history of their own families and their communities, and that just takes them to a program, and then they start learning about other kinds of history, and it just kind of takes off from there.
Okay, Kathy, what brought you into the history program?
To be honest with you, OUL had offered a non-traditional for non-traditional students a class that was free.
Wow!
And I took that class with Dr. Fitzgibbon. And it was an amazing class. It was a history class, and I found out that I didn't know a lot about history, and so I wanted to know more.
Wow.
And so that's why I chose history as a major.
That was several years ago that we offered that free class, right? Do you remember what year it was?
It was 2008, so I've been here a while, but I'm also a non-traditional student, and I have children, and so I've taken some semesters off, and when we were in quarters, I took quarters off. And so I'm catching up, but I'm non-traditional, so I have time to get my degree done.
Right. Well, what class was that? That was the one that totally reeled you in.
It was medieval history, and it was amazing. And I learned a lot, and I learned that, well, I felt that if I knew history, maybe I could make my tomorrow better, and maybe other people's tomorrows better.